Carolyn, how far ahead Carolyn is, right? It's crazy. Okay, so Dave, what we want to talk about is graphing circles. Graphing circles by completing the square. Okay? Graphing circles by completing the square, okay? Graphing circles by completing the square, which sounds weird. Square, circles and squares, right?
Yeah.
I know, right? So this word, okay? Yeah, see, I really appreciate you because you asked really good questions. Because you got circles and squares. So this really does mean circles, but this means like x squared. So it's not squares at all, but it's x squared. So it's really kind of a weird way to write it. Because you're going to do circles, but the squares we're talking about are not like, you know, four-sided
It's like the little two?
Yeah, it's like the little two, right? Yeah. Good. Thank you, Cassidy, because that was a very good observation. So now, we know the equation of a circle is x minus h quantity squared plus a y minus k quantity squared equals r squared, right? And sometimes they're not in that form. If I look at example 1, it's not in this nice standard form at all. We're going to have to fix this, okay? So we completed the squared. What we did from some ax squared plus bx plus c, and we've done this before, is we took 1/2 of b and we squared it, okay? And when I go back through this, I'm hoping you're going to go, oh yeah, I remember that. I'm hoping, right? So the steps we want to do before we do anything else is let's rewrite it. So the first thing I want to do is let's rewrite. And we'll put x's with x's, y's with y's, and the numbers on the other side. So we're going to rewrite x's together. We'll put y's together. And we'll move the numbers to the other side, okay? So we're going to rewrite it. We want to put x's together, y's together, and we'll move the number to the other side. So I'm going to rewrite this one as x squared minus 8x. And I like to leave a little space here, and you guys will remember why when I do it, but I like to leave a little space there. Okay. Plus y squared plus 4y, and again I like to leave a little space here, and again you guys will remember why. Okay. Equals positive 16, because I'm going to add this 16. Okay, and I'll stop for a second, let you get caught up. So I put x's with x's, y's with y's, and I brought the number, the constant, to the other side. Second step is I'm going to complete the square twice. Complete the square twice. And not always twice, but in this case we have to do it for the x's and the y's. We do. We've got to do it for the x's. We've got to fill that spot. We do it for the y's. We've got to fill that spot, okay? Completing the square really is doing this step up here, okay? And we're going to do it twice. So I'm first going to do it with the x's, and then I'll do it with the y's. Okay? So I'll wait for you, because it's really not that difficult. We've done this before. Are you ready? Half of 8. Half of 8. 4 squared is?
8. Oh, it's 16.
So we go plus 16. Okay, remember doing that before? Half 4? 2 squared is? Plus 4. Now, step 3, we have to balance our equation. Step 3, we need to balance equation. All right? One of the things I pride myself on is making a fool of myself. I like to do it because then you remember, right? Human scale, straight human scale. You just dumped 16 pounds, and then you dumped another 4 pounds. What do you got to do to balance it? So how are you going to balance it? You're going to put 16 on this side and 4 on this side. Does that make sense? So I'm going to add 16. I'm going to add 4, okay?
I need one.
Oh, sorry, just they're right over here.
Oh.
So let's balance it. Yeah. So let's add 16 to this side and add 4 to this side, okay? How am I doing? So far, so good? Okay, now this will factor. This will factor. And I know I need an x times x. 16 is 4 and 4, but I need a negative 4, negative 4. Right? The y's will factor. Don't forget the plus sign. The y's will factor. Y times y. What times what makes 4?
4 and 1.
Or 2 and 2. And I want 2 and 2 because I need the 4. So I'm going to go plus 2, plus 2. And another thing, these two have to be the same because we're going to rewrite it, right? These two need to be the same. And it equals, what's it? 36. Awesome. Now, I can rewrite this. So we rewrite as x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. So this becomes really x minus 4 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 36. Now I could graph it. I'm not asked to graph it, but I could graph it. So I know now the center is at positive 4, negative 2, and the radius is the square root of 36, which is 6. It's not that bad, right? How am I doing? Okay, ready for me to turn the page? I'll wait for you. So this is the Algebra 2 part of circles. Yesterday was like the geometry part. That was really easy. This is a little bit more of a step up of what we're doing, but we can do this. It's not that difficult. I know you can. Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, turn the page. Cassie, you got it?
Yeah.
Good. Turn the page. Okay, example 2. Let's do it again. So, what should we do first? What do your notes say? What's the first thing we should do? Rewrite it. So I'm going to go x squared minus 2x. I like to leave a little space plus y squared plus 6y. I like to leave a little space, and it's going to equal positive 6. All right, let's complete the square. Half of 2 is, 1 squared is?
1.
So we go plus 1. Half of 6 is?
3.
3 squared is?
9.
Add 9. I just completely whacked out my equation. It's not equal. I need to balance it, right? So if I add 1 to this side, I better add 1 to this side, and I better add 9 to this side to keep it balanced. So I should be able to factor, and if I factor x times x. Negative 1 times negative 1 makes a positive 1, but when I add them, I get a negative 2, okay?
Can I have one of those?
Yeah, you sure can. And then you can take pictures of my notes. If I factor this one, y times y, positive 3, and that equals 16, okay? I'm going to rewrite this in standard form. I know x minus 1, excuse me, x minus 1 times x minus 1 really is x minus 1 quantity squared. And y plus 3 times y plus 3 is really the same thing as y plus 3 quantity squared equals 16. Now I need to graph it. So I'm going to get out a piece of graph paper. And I'm going to put my graph down. Okay, and I'm going to do this. Okay, get my graph paper out. Get a ruler. I know my center. What you need? Okay, great. Got it. Is at center is at the point 1, negative 3, and my radius is the square root of 16, which is 4. So I'm going to graph it, and if it looks like a potato, so be it, right? Let's see how badly I can make it. So 4, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If anybody wants to borrow my compass, they can. You want to make it nice?
Go up and down 4 to make it easier to draw the circle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Yeah, and then I'm just going to try and draw it in, Michael, and try and make it look like a circle, but, you know, if it looks like a potato, then so be it, right? Okay, there you go.
Stay smooth enough for you to say.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready. All right, you ready for example 3?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I knew you'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, in example 3, first let's get a visual what's going on. So this is a circle, right? Do you agree with that? X squared plus y squared equals 1. The center is at 0, 0, and it has a radius of 1. So my center is 0, 0, and my radius is 1. Everybody agree with that? Center is 0, 0. So it looks something like this. Okay? The second equation is a line. You could rewrite this line as y equals a 1/2 x plus 1/2. It might be easier to deal with if you rewrite it. Okay? So if I start at 1/2 and I go up 1 over 2 for my slope, up 1 over 2, then it looks something like this. Okay, there's a visual. That's what I have. But what I want are these points here and here, okay? Now I can't really get those points very well from my graph. You guys agree? I mean, I could guess. So I'm going to have to do some algebra. I can do that. I can handle algebra. So I'm going to whisk away my graph when you're done looking at it. So this is what I know. I know I've got a line going through a circle, and it intersects the circle in two places, okay? I can guess, but my guess is probably not real good. Or I can do it algebraically. So to do it algebraically, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it by substitution, okay? I'm going to do it by substitution. I'm going to use algebra. And I'm going to use substitution. Okay, when I do substitution, I like to write the equations side by side. X squared plus y squared equals 1, and y equals x plus 1 over 2, okay? I like to write them side by side so I have room to work. I've got my two equations. I'm going to substitute x plus 1 into y, okay? All right, I'm going to rewrite this. X squared plus x plus 1 divided by 2 squared equals 1. Okay, there's my substitution. So writing y, I write what y is equal to, which is x plus 1. I plugged it in for y. So x plus 1 quantity squared, because that was y squared. Okay. Now I've got some work to do. I can do this. I've got some work to do. So I'm going to go x squared plus, okay, a little side work. I'll put on the board. Put a little side work on the board, which I know you'll see. I know you'll see this. All right, ready? X plus 1 times x plus 1 is x squared plus 2x plus 1. Agree? Agree?
Agree.
And then over 4. Where did I get the 4 from? Over 4, right? Okay, so I'm going to do that, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this as, let's see, where did I put my pen? Where did I put my pen? Oh, in my pocket. So I'm going to rewrite this as an x squared plus a 2x plus 1 over 4 equals 1. Okay? How am I doing? I don't like fractions. You don't like fractions. So we're going to get rid of the fraction by multiplying everything through by 4 over 1. Okay? I don't like fractions. You don't like fractions. I don't like this divided by 4. So I'm going to make this problem easier by multiplying everything by 4 over 1. And then it'll eliminate my divide by 4. I'll get a 4x squared plus a x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 4. Okay? I just multiplied everything by 4. It got rid of my fraction. I don't like fractions. And now I need to solve for x squared. So I'm going to have a 5x squared plus a 2x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, I'll step back and let you think about how I got the minus 3. I just brought the 4 up, okay? Hopefully this factors. If it doesn't, we have to use the quadratic formula. I'm thinking it probably does factor. I think it does factor. 5x, x, right? 3 and 1, I think I need to put the 3 here and the 1 here. I need a positive 2, so I need a plus and a minus. Okay. From my many equations, I get two answers. X is going to equal 3/5, and x is equal to negative 1. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. The x value of 3/5 is right here. Okay? The x value of 3/5 is right here. The x value of negative 1 is right here. So what's their corresponding y values? Well, because these are points, this is 3/5 something and negative 1 something. So we substitute again. I'm going to take my 3/5. I'm going to put it right there. And it might be easier to use a decimal like 0.6. 0.6 might be easier than fractions, right? So I'm going to go y equals 0.6 plus 1 over 2, which is 0.8. You okay with that 0.8? 1.6. 1.6 divided by 2, which is 0.8. If I plug the -1 in for x, I'll get my other value. I'll have my y equals my -1 plus 1 divided by 2, and that's 0. That's a hard problem. I like it. So there you have it.
Please have this be like a bonus.
This might be a good extra credit problem, huh? Yeah. So there you have it. That's the point at 3/5, 0.8, and that's the point at -1, 0. Okay, so homework's going to be a worksheet again.
This isn't going to be on, is it?
Yeah.